We've got our hot cross buns.
We've got our mini eggs.
We've got our bunnies.
That means that it's Easter.
Let's start the show. Hot cross buns are 10 a penny at Easter, and if you've ever tried to make them or even looked at the recipe, you'll know that you're in for quite a session. So we're not doing those. We'll get them at the supermarket instead. However, another Easter delicacy is muffins, and that's what we're going to make today. And my mouth is watering already because the ingredients in front of me are absolutely mouth-watering. We've got glacé cherries, we've got strawberry jam, we've got coconut, and lots of butter. So let's get started. So I've got the butter softened and I've cut it into cubes to make it easier to mix. So we're going to put this into the mixing bowl right here. Just like that. And we've also got our sugar. Now all the ingredients will appear at the bottom of the screen. So that goes into the mixing bowl just like that. And we're now going to whisk it together until it turns into a lighter colour. So hopefully I've got that on, and off we go. I've turned it off at the mains because I'm going to stick my finger in and it should be light and fluffy. Well, I think that's as light and fluffy as we're going to get. Delicious. I've got my 2 beaten eggs and I'm now going to add those into the mixture. Just like that, and we whisk again. Oh god, it becomes light and creamy this time. We've got our mixture now, all out of the whisk, and we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. So in goes the flour, in goes the milk, and we want half a teaspoon of, oh dear, where are those rubber gloves when you need them? Vanilla extract. Not essence. Oh gosh, it's so strong. The extract. So half a teaspoon of that. It's about that much. Put the lid back on because we don't want any spillages, and you know how clumsy I can be. Doesn't want to go back on now. The coconut. In it goes. I was nearly going to put the cherries in, but that comes later. So now we just stir and stir and stir and beat and beat and beat until it's all into a nice, what you call a dropping consistency, because we'll be dropping it into our little cases. Let's get a bit more vigorous with this. Ooh, I think I'm going to be licking the spoon later on. Yeah, it drops. Okay, just wanted to check. Now we've got our glacé cherries, so they go in. Just like that. And we mix them all together as well. Now, the recipe did say that they should be quartered. They are so sticky. Have you ever worked with glacé cherries? Well, they were already cut in half when we got them, and I thought, you know, that's good enough for me. They were sticky enough getting them out of the tub. As long as we've got a few in each cake, that'll be fine. The recipe said that there would be enough for 9 muffins, so I've got 9 little muffin cases in my tray here, and if there's enough left over, well, simply add more. So we've got our mixture, and we'll see how we get on spooning this out. So as long as we've got some cherries in each one, actually I probably quite a small amount per case. Wow, well, I got that just about right. There's just a few little bits and pieces left in the bowl, so I'll go back, and the ones that I started were a little bit smaller, the first ones that I did. So we'll just add a little bit more on. Oh, go on. Oh, I love it. Okay, a little bit more mixture for that one there. And it was one more, just a little bit on the small side. So get our last little bits. Spoon that on. And for the remnant, you can see I've used virtually everything, but the chef will want to. So there we have it. Our muffins will now go into a preheated oven at 180 Celsius for 20 minutes. So let's put them in. Now, while those are in the oven, I think it's time for a little look at Easter in poem.
Leaf by leaf, the spring arrives. Bloom by bloom, the world grows bright. As day by day, love fills the world with simple joys and heart's delight.
Happy Easter, everyone! And what comes to mind for me during Easter is leg of lamb, but I don't feel like you're getting good value for money, so I'm having boneless lamb shoulder with thyme, rosemary, garlic, and I'm going to be making my own gravy, so see how that turns out a little bit later. And on the side, we're also going to be having some roasted potatoes with thyme and rosemary and garlic because I have an abundance of it. So let's get started. So we have our bed of onions and garlic, and to add to the seasoning for the lamb shoulder, rosemary. Yes, I love having rosemary in with lamb. This really complements it. So we're just gonna add some sprigs underneath it. I bought like 2 packs just in case I run out. Let's also add some thyme because we're gonna be a little bit greedy. So let's season it with the sea salt, some pepper. I would put some in there, but I don't really want to dirty my hands. So let's put it on top of this concoction. Adding some more. You know, I think this is what we'll do. Let's take some of this out and like put it underneath some of the string so that it is within it. So this is just as good, I think. Yeah, maybe I should do that with the ones that I put under here. I don't think I've ever did this with the shoulder of lamb before because normally I just buy the leg of lamb and then I poke the leg of lamb with the rosemary and the garlic, but then this is a different way to season it and have it throughout the lamb, I guess. So let's see how this turns out. I think that I've pretty much flavored it, I think. Because look how well sparsed the herb is. Maybe just a bit more of the thyme. You can never have too much pepper or salt, I guess. Okay, so oven is being heated up for 180 degrees. So now I'm going to place this in for 180 degrees for about an hour, because it did say 85 minutes, but I don't really like it well done. So I think for me, like about 60 to 70 minutes will be fine. So let's put it in there and we shall come back and have a look later on. Thanks for watching the show. Please continue to comment, like, and especially subscribe. Thanks.
Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, I didn't eat any!
No?
No, not yet. Look, they turned out absolutely perfect. I'm actually really surprised at this. So now it's time to decorate. So we'll set our muffins to one side. Now in a small saucepan here, I've got some strawberry jam. Now you could equally use raspberry jam or whatever flavour you wanted, but strawberry or raspberry I think is going to go best with the cherries. And what we're going to do, we're going to bring this jam to the boil, and then we are going to brush each one of the muffins with a little bit of the jam and decorate with our remaining glacé cherries and coconut. I can see a few bubbles forming, so it's getting a lot more watery, so I think it's time to turn off the heat, and we'll bring our muffins forward. I've got a lovely little brush here, look at this. So it's time to, time to get painting. I can smell this, it's lovely. There we go. Now I did say earlier that glacé cherries are very, very sticky, and I'm afraid this is the point where I'm going to have to get my fingers involved. Oh, there's no way around it. So we just go and decorate each one. That's good enough. And we have our coconuts. I'm going to use my dry hand and sprinkle the coconut. And as we have it on the tray, of course, it doesn't matter that I'm making a mess this time, because it's not going anywhere but the tray underneath. Just be generous with it. There we go. Focus in on that, Paul. These are my absolutely delicious glacé cherry and strawberry jam Easter muffins. Now they do say that the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and that's my favourite bit. Look, you can see the cherry baked into the muffin there. So let's try this and see how it comes out. It's delicious. It tastes kind of toasty. It's fluffy.
Do you know what you need to add to this?
Custard, I think.
Maybe a nice cup of tea? Or a nice coffee?
Well, I know Paul's behind the camera now, but while I continue to stuff my face here, I wonder how Paul's lamb turned out. So it's over to Paul to say bye-bye. But for me, yum yum.
To go with the delicious lamb, I'm going to be making a homemade gravy with wine, onions, and some other ingredients. So let's get going. So this is about 30 grams of butter. And now let's put in some onions to fry up. Let's turn down the heat a little bit. So I am basically trying to make these onions look a bit translucent before I add 2 tablespoons of flour to make a roux before I progress with the gravy. So now I am going to add 2 tablespoons of plain flour. So this is making it thicken right now, and then we add some chicken stock from the cube. And also, it's at like about 80 mils, but let's see how much I have. So why don't we add like about 100?
What is that? Wine?
It's red wine. So this will take a little while for this to thicken, but yeah, I will keep stirring and can't wait to show you the finished product. I am going to borrow some of this lovely juices from the lamb that was just sitting over there to give it some character. Because otherwise this would go to waste, I think. I added all of the other onions and garlic and all the other bits that were in the pan to the mixture, and I think that it's really coming together now. So all I have to do is chop up the lamb and dinner is served. So now let's carve this lamb. I think just here. So this looks nice and medium rare. Well, I think this is time to tuck in. Don't you? Okay, let's see how this is. Let's see. Oh wow, I love the rosemary with the lamb, and I do really love the red wine gravy. It definitely goes well with this as well, and also with the lovely lamb. Oh my gosh, and it's so easy to make. Sorry, I shouldn't speak with my mouth though. Wow, this Easter has gone by in such a flash. I think that I've had too much of this as well, so all I'm gonna have to say is have a happy Easter and see you next time. Delicious. Mm-mm-mm.